So I'm checking out a new permission today, and the owner told me that some guys had been hunting his farm about 10 years ago, and up in this woods they were finding bullets and buttons and stuff from the Civil War. Now he says no one's been back probably for about 10 years, and I've been wandering around up here for about an hour. I found one thing worth, well, it's not even really worth showing you. It is a I guess it's like almost like a gas cap or something. Maybe it's topped to a fence post. I found it over along the road over there. Anyway, like I said, I've been wandering around, and I got into an area here where there's a lot of little blips of iron, and I did get a nice deep squeaker, and I dug it up, and we have what I believe is going to be a Civil War bullet. Now, I haven't actually picked it up yet, but I can see something laying right there that looks like it's going to be a mini ball or a very faint rings right there. So let me just clean it off on my pants, on my boot just a bit, just so we can see what's going on. Boy, I tell you, it looks like it's dropped, because I don't see any sign of deformation from like where the rifling cut into it, but I'm only seeing two rings, very faint, very, very faint rings. So I'm not sure if that's going to be an actual mini ball or some other kind of bullet. Maybe it's been carved on, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's a good sign. We found a bullet. I'm not skunked today, and I'm going to start a video. Hopefully we'll find a few more things to add to it, so it makes it worth our while. Well, worth your while. It's already been worth my while, because I'm out on a beautiful spring day. Already getting kind of steamed up in my jacket here. So I've been looking around for about 15 minutes in this general area, and I have one signal that might be a bullet that I thought we'd go ahead and dig together. But I want you to listen to what this area sounds like, and in particular that one signal. I'm going to scratch it up right there because I want you to hear that. Okay, AT Max today, 0 program, 0 discrimination. I ground balanced it too, but go ahead and just listen to what's in the ground here. You can hear a lot of iron bleeps. Now I dug one of those up, and it was a round nail. That looks almost like a little fireplace right there, like somebody had a campfire here. How much iron's in it? Anyway, this one right here is a little bit different. If you listen to it, little tiny bit of a squeak on it, but not a lot. The number does jump up a little, but if I put it in all metal, which is how I found it, you can hear the iron over here. It's nice and solid. And the numbers are staying right in the 20s or so. So that tells me that the detector's reading it. That one's a little bit higher. I might dig that up. Could be a little piece of melted lead or something. Nah, it's staying pretty low. But listen to this one. This sounds different. I can tell that's deeper. That's a deeper signal. Fairly good size, deeper. Notice this, it's reading up on the meter a little bit better too every once in a while, but I'm going to suspect that's a bullet just because of the size and the softness of the sound. Let me go ahead and set you up, and we'll dig it together. It'll be right in here. It's going to be down about at least 8 to 10 inches. Dig kind of nice plug, since I don't know exactly where it is because I already forgot. All right, get that out of there. Could possibly be right there, but I suspect it's going to be in this next pile coming out. This one right here. And we'll put that a little bit to the side. Let's just take one more for good measure. All right. I'll put that on that side. So what I'm going to do now is get the detector and see if we got it out of the hole. I don't hear it out of the hole yet, so not hearing much. So it might have rolled back down into the bottom of the hole. So let's get the pinpointer out. I don't know if that's in the loose dirt there. We're down a little bit further. All right. It's all the loose dirt is out. Let's check and see. That's probably the ground. What I can do there is we can ground balance it by putting it against the side, then checking again. See, it's gone. So it's right in this loose dirt here. I suspect it's going to be a bullet. You see it? Oh, is it? Yep, there it is. That is a Civil War bullet. That's going to be, looks almost like a Burnside, but I think it's going to be a 3-ring mini. That's a 3-ring mini right there. I can't tell if that's been fired or carved. Looks like it's got little eyeballs carved in it. A little fishy maybe. Just kind of wipe it off on the boot a little bit. I don't like to use the pants too much because if you do it too much, it'll actually cause a hole to get in the fabric. All right, so that is a 3-ring mini ball. The end's kind of weird looking. I don't know if it's been carved or, I mean, it almost looks like it's a bird or a fish or something, or it's just been chewed on. We'll clean that up and get a better look at it in a few minutes, but mainly I just wanted you to hear what a deep bullet sounds like. You can't hear it with the discriminator on, but it was a nice solid signal that I could tell because it was a soft signal that was deep. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hunt all metal from now on, and we're going to go for the deep ones because I suspect the other guys probably got a lot of the easier ones, you know, the ones that are a little bit shallower. I mean, 10 years ago, the machines weren't quite as good as they are nowadays. That's where I dug the 2 bullets right there. I dug around where I think there might have been a fire there, and there were some like little pieces of wire. I don't know if it's too small for fence wire, but I'm going to just cover that back up probably. But right over here, I have a nice deep signal. Let you listen to it. I'm not going to do this every time, but just so you get used to it. So that's a nice deep signal. It's actually reading pretty good on the meter, on and off. Let's listen to it and discriminate. See if it squeaks. Yeah, so we're getting like a halfway of a squeak. It's not really solid squeak. Unfortunately, I'm hitting that stick right there, so it can't get a good swing, but yeah, that's decent enough. I'd probably go ahead and dig that. But with all metal, listen to the difference in the signal. So I think that's going to be a bullet. Let me go ahead and set you up and we'll dig it together. Should be about right in here where that little green thing is. Not quite as deep as the other one. If it's a bullet. If it's something bigger, then it could be as deep. Try to cut some of these roots. Yeah, let's go ahead and just pop it up from this side. Yeah. I'm gonna take one more out of here just so we don't have to, well, let's take 2 so we don't have to get back on our knees again if we missed it. All right, let's see what we got. Nope. 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 All right, still in a hole, probably a little bit deeper. Let's check. I'll get this loose stuff out, and then we'll check it with a pinpointer. Make sure it's not loose stuff. Nice soil in this woods. The fields are going to be planted in about 2 weeks, so unfortunately, I'm going to probably not be here before they get planted. All right, so I'm a little off to the side, right there. You can see a streak of white, but also like a piece of iron. See that streak right there? So that might be a bullet. Nope, it's probably just a piece of doodad. I'll go ahead and hit this up. Oh, it's a little bit low on that one, wasn't I? Trying to hit behind it and push it out. There we go. I should have gotten it. See what we got. Oh, I see it. It's actually, I think, going to be a Spencer carbine, maybe. But it's definitely a piece of copper or brass. It looks like it's probably a Spencer. Oh, it's a whole cartridge. Looky there. Unfortunately, it's broken, but boy, I hope I didn't break that, but I might have. The bullet's been pushed down in there if that's a Spencer, but boy, you can see it got a big crack on it anyway. But yeah, it's that could be a Spencer, it could be a Gallager, it could be most anything. Without seeing the base, it's really hard to say. I'm gonna have to ground balance that. Yeah, let me dig that out of there. Dig that side too. All right. So that's the mineralization on the ground, I believe, unless there's another target down deeper. Ground balance it again close to where it's beeping. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the ground, but I'll go ahead and dig that out. I don't see a base, So I'm suspecting the base rotted off some time ago. I'll let you know. Oi, sorry about that thing right there. I'll let you know if it turns out to be anything in the bottom of the hole, but I think it's just going to be ground mineralization. So this signal is quite loud, but I'll go ahead and get you out anyway. There was a it's going to be non-ferrous, meaning it's going to be like lead or brass or something. There's one of these bushes right over on top of it, so that might be why we're still here. Or the guys just didn't get everything. That's right there. I'm just going to dig down a little bit with my fingers. I don't think it's going to be very deep. Oy. There it is. That's a shotgun shell. We're hearing the brass base to it. This is plastic, so it's quite a new one. It actually has a steel primer. You can see it's kind of rusty, but we're definitely hearing that brass base. I'll check the hole just to make sure that's all it was, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So that's exactly where I found the shotgun shell. I got another signal down deeper. I went ahead and dug it up, and this is what it is. It's iron. I guess that's a nail, maybe. I don't know if that's a nail or a piece of wire, but it's the exact same thing I found in the little fire pit looking thing over there. So it might be like some type of staple from an old box, maybe a ration box or something, or maybe a really long nail. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to show that to you. I didn't get you out for this one because it was a really loud signal. I figured it was a shotgun shell, but it looks like it's going to be a brass chain of some sort. I'm hoping there's something really cool stuck on it. Is that wow, I don't know. I don't know if it's part of a curb bit or what. Never seen one quite like that though. On bits they have horse bits. They have a piece that goes under the chin of the horse. I don't know if this is like a weird one of those, because it looks like it's probably more or less complete. Maybe not, but that's a really great find. It was loud. It didn't sound like great, but boy, I tell you, if something like that's in here, there could be a belt buckle in here yet. And that was only down about 4 inches or so. This is turning out to be an all right spot, man. I haven't really left about well, I mean, that's right where we found the bullets, right there. So we're just hanging in this little area, making circles, getting bigger, wider and wider circles each time. That's the way. I like it. So here's a bolt that I just dug. It was down about 6 inches or so. And I gave him a nice solid iron signal, which I'm going to dig all the solid iron signals out here, because it could be bayonets or gun tools or pocket knives or anything like that. So we'll definitely dig anything that's about that size or bigger. In about 15 or 20 minutes, but I'm still working the area right here. Got another nice deep signal here. Didn't read good on the meter, so I went ahead and dug it. But I do believe it's going to be another mini ball or some type of Civil War bullet. That is, I don't know. I don't know what kind of bullet that's going to be. It looks almost like a Gardner or a carved bullet. Let's do the boot again. The suede. You can see where this has been carved down here. You see it kind of dips down, and then there's a weird base. Unless that's a star carbine. Could be a star. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Actually, that could be a star. I was thinking it was whittled. It almost does look like it's whittled. But the base is wrong for mini ball. But it's definitely a Civil War bullet of some sort. I'll try to figure that out. I may not ever know for sure. Yeah, that's definitely carved, so that's not a star. So I have something brassy here, which is pretty exciting. Now, the signal I got, though, was a big signal, but it wasn't sounding very good. It's kind of breaking up like fence wire, but I think it's going to be a good one. I think the ground is just pretty mineralized in here. That's what the problem is. Get my little dull knife out, and we'll dig this thing together. It's probably going to be a cartridge, Civil War era cartridge. Oh, that really fell apart, didn't it? The problem is, you see a black in there? That's actually the gunpowder, the black powder. That's very corrosive, and it will, it just messes up that thin copper casing right there. So a lot of times they'll fall apart unless you have really super good soil. Hopefully, at least the bullets in there that we can get out. You can see a little bit more of it here. You can see that green, just a little bit of green in the dirt. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, see, follow it back in here. It's probably the bullet will be there. See, there's more of it. This is the gunpowder again. See, the cartridge is already gone, but that black is the gunpowder. So that means a bullet should be in there. Just keep following it down. That should be it right there. Is it? Oh, that wasn't it. And they could have thrown the casing away without the bullet in it. I mean, it does happen. I hear something tinking. Is that? All right, let's just get the pin pointer out. Yeah, that's ground. That's the ground mineralization. This ground's actually pretty hot, so what you do is put it against the edge, kind of down there a ways, not directly on the target, but it quiets it down. But I'm not hearing anything now. Let me pull this loose dirt out. And it's possible the bullet's not in there. It could have just been the base. They could have pulled the bullet out for just goofing off and carved it or something, you know. It's hooked to my headphones, so you can't hear it, but I can hear it, feel it buzz. All right, I don't think there's one in there, man. All right, here's what we want to do. We will put my little knife away. We'll go ahead and check the dirt and make sure there's not the bullet left in there. And I've got to find that. This is the very, very base. That's very strange, isn't it? Looks like we have another cartridge right here. It's probably just the outside of it, though. And I'd say that's a that's probably a Gallager. Burn sides look very similar, but this top swell out. I don't see a swelling on that, so we're probably finding Gallager bullets today. And the way this works, I know you guys, a lot of you guys are used to rim fires where, you know, there'd be gunpowder in here, and around the rim there'd be fulminate of mercury. And just like a modern rim fire, like a 22 long rifle, the firing pin would hit the rim and it would cause the fire to set off and set off the black powder. But this is different. This just has a hole in the very bottom of this metallic cartridge. And the way it worked is this: have the breech loader, but it would have a cap on it, just like a regular muzzle loader. And you put a cap on it, and you pull back the hammer, and you let the hammer slam forward, hits the cap, makes a spark, and the spark goes down into that little hole, which sets off the gunpowder. Now they had some other guns that were more like the modern cap guns, where it had like I think it's called Maynards, and it would have like a whole series of little pockets of gunpowder, just like the old cap guns used to be. But most of them were fired with a regular percussion cap, put on the nipple of the gun, pull the hammer back, boom, there goes down range. The more you know. I hope that made sense. So I've looked around for about an hour, and I haven't really come up with much else. I think I'm gonna call it a day, head back home, and work on trying to find a hole in my koi pond. Well, two koi ponds have been going down a lot recently, and I think there might be holes in them somewhere. So I'm going to work on that this afternoon while it's still nice and warm. But I did just want to go over real quick again what we found. These are definitely Gallager cartridges that had some of the copper cartridge on it, but it fell off, of course. So we're gonna that's the part of that, but it's very crumbly. I mean, there's no way to save it. And that's probably one too, although I'm not 100%. And this is definitely a carved bullet. And you've pretty much seen everything, so I'm not going to go over it in depth, but I'll get you good pictures for the end. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Sorry it was such a quick hunt, but, you know, a little handful of Civil War relics makes for a good day. We'll see you on the next one, I hope.
Take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep.